and Vinnie. 3-minute guitar tips.
Hello everyone, Pete here, and welcome to this episode of 3-Minute Guitar Tips. Today I'm going to be showing you a 3-string diminished arpeggio and how to apply it to a musical context, very much in the style of Yngwie Malmsteen. So the first thing I want to show you is the arpeggio shape, but before I get into that I just want to say that I'd recommend using the neck pickup as I think it lends to a nicer sound. And also for this lesson we'll be in the key of F sharp minor. So the diminished shape that we'll be using here is on the top 3 strings. The first note is played with your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the G string. The second note is played on the 6th fret on the B string with your 2nd finger. The next note is played on the high E string on the 4th fret with your 1st finger. And the last note of the arpeggio is played on the 7th fret on the high E string with your 3rd finger. So altogether the shape sounds like this. So I'm going to show you not only how to play the shape, but also how to link it together in a sequence that will give you that classic Yngwie sound. So let me explain. So to start, you're going to play the arpeggio with a downstroke on the 7th fret of the high E string, the top note. Then you'll pull off with your 3rd finger to your 1st finger on the 4th fret. Then, on the note on the B string, you'll play with an upstroke. Then you'll bring the pick round, play with a downstroke on the G string, 7th fret. And then you'll sweep through the B and high E strings. So, B string downstroke, E string downstroke. Next, you'll play with an upstroke on the top note of the arpeggio, 7th fret, and then slide 3 frets higher into the neck shape, which I'll get into now. So if you didn't know, diminished arpeggios are simply minor thirds stacked on top of each other, which makes the shapes very symmetrical. So the next shape up in our sequence will be exactly the same as the one that I just showed you, just a minor third or 3 frets higher. Check it out. So as you can see, I'm just moving the shapes 3 frets at a time. Now I'm going to give you a phrase that can be played with this shape, which will be a good way to put it into a musical context. So if we take our shape, and we go up to the next shape 4 times, we can do a nice bend on the high E string, which will end the phrase. Check it out. So the bend at the end of this phrase hits the 5th scale degree of our key, which as I said before here is F sharp minor. And because of this, it gives you a nice melodic segue into whatever you want to play afterwards. And one more important thing to note here is this phrase is designed to be played with a 5 chord in minor keys. The last important thing to note here is that these diminished arpeggios can be applied to any key. Just remember that diminished arpeggios are symmetrical and it can be moved up a minor third or 3 frets at a time. So to find the starting point of your diminished arpeggio in a particular key, all you need to do is go down 1 fret or a semitone from the root of your key. So for example, if we're in B minor, to find the starting point of the diminished arpeggio, just go down 1 fret. This concept of 3-string diminished arpeggios is a great way to apply tension and release in your lead playing. Thank you for watching this episode of 3-Minute Guitar Tips. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more videos just like this. And if you found this tip useful, let me know in the comments how it went, and if you have any future lesson topics that you'd like us to cover. So until next time, see you later.
3-minute guitar tips.